We're live again. Holy shit, we're live. What's going on, everybody? Mate Brewski back here for December 14th, 2020. It's Monday. And Mondays usually suck, but today was actually a pretty good day. Got two midterms done, which was awesome. Well, one midterm, there was like two halves to it. Got it done, got it out of the way. Very happy about that. 4 more days. 4 more days left of this semester. So that's got my spirits pretty high. But here we go. Today for the beer I have for you guys is from High Wire Brewing Company, or Brewing, sorry. This is their High Wire Lager, American Lager, light and crisp from the Beer Advent Calendar. ABV, we got a 4.6, just under the regular of 5%, but we're good to go. No IBUs, but showing less IBUs, less malt, and light on the color. IBUs, though, on the website, we're looking at 22 IBUs. So, without further ado, let's crack this can. Let's make sure this guy doesn't fall off the high wire. And it should be a good time. Nice looking can, too, funny enough. Boom, there we go. Beer 101, pinty pint glass. Let's see what we got. I've been having a lot of lagers, funny enough, lately. I've been on, like I said, a bit more of a hoppy IPA, pale ale sort of kick, but shit, always a good time. Looking at the beer here, fairly clear, but there's a bit of chilies on here. Not from the glass itself, but the actual beer's got a tad bit of haze. Kind of odd coming from a lager, but I guess that's just fine. Nice white head on top. Let's dive in the nose. Yeah, light, crisp. A little grassy, a little grainy. A little bit of melon, cucumber, or even just a light citrus note to it. Light crackery in the back and on the back end, and maybe even touch of sourdough bread. Pretty good aroma. Pretty excited. Let's dive right in. Okay. It's quite smooth. It's quite a smooth, velvety beer, and got a little bit of weight to it on the body compared to other light lagers, which I find kind of interesting. I think I need a little bit more of a sip, though, try to figure out the flavors. Flavor notes on here are different than any other lager or light lager that I've come across. That are a bit more fuller, or a bit more fuller. They're not as light and crisp. Almost got a sort of wheat beer sort of vibe to it. Not like directly those same kind of flavors, but the same experience almost. It's not your typical, light caramels, bready, crackery, crisp and clean. This has some depth to it. Grainy, grassy, hoppy sort of thing. Little citrusy, little not clovey, little clovey even, little like got a bit of spice going on in here. Pretty interesting stuff. Not what I thought it was going to be. Kind of like that, switching it up a little bit. It's not just your typical lager, but just craft lager. It's got some interesting stuff going on. See what the can has to say. High Wire Lager, American lager, light and crisp from High Wire Brewing. They're out of, didn't mention this, they're out of Asheville, NC, North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. That would make sense. Asheville, NC. Yeah, I'm going to say North Carolina. I'm like 99% sure that is. The state is what? Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. Sometimes, assuming the states have weird abbreviations, but hey, NC makes sense. 4.6% alcohols by volume, 22 IBUs on the website. Description here. This true American lager is an approachable as it is delicious. A perfect balance of light Pilsen malt and German hops. Extensively lagered until the beer reaches peak maturity, this lager is your handcrafted option when only refreshing light beer will do. And I have to say, if you're looking for a light beer, sub 5%, but you're looking for a bit of flavor, this is definitely going to be a winner in those books. Got a little sort of diagram there. If it will focus, you're gonna right there. You wanna focus? Camera? No? Maybe? Well, you got a little thing right there going between less and more for hops and malts, and then light to dark for color. That's pretty interesting stuff. Brewed and canned by the Three Ring Brewing Co. in Asheville. Oh, so they're done. This was brewed and canned by Three Ring. Oh, it is by Three Ring. So I'm guessing Three Ring is the parent company, and then High Wire is a not subsidiary, but like a same same parent company, but like a branch off. That would make sense to me. Very government warnings, no AB, no AB. Don't drink when drive. Don't drink when you're pregnant. Blah 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 blah. On the bottom, we do have a date code packaged on August 24th, 2020. Again, they seem to be all packaged in August, and then shipped to the craft beer advent people, and then they just make up the box and send it out later in the year. Works for me. I guess they would have to make sure that the beers will have a solid shelf life, so that when you open them, you're not getting bad beer. So far, every beer that I've gotten in here has had no issues. No flavor issues, none of them exploding. I had one mishap with the can yesterday, but that was my fault. Everything's been coming out pretty fantastic. I think it was last year where I had a few more problems. I think maybe it was at least 3 of the beers had some quality issues to them. So, knock on wood, this year goes just as it's been going, pretty damn well. Website, highwirebrewing.com. You go to the beer section. This is one of their flagship beers. We have the same exact description as on the can. Available year-round in 12 packs of 16-ounce cans. So it looks like we're getting gypped here with only the short ones, the 12 ounces, but that's just fine. Hops that are used were German Tradition and German Tettnang. Color is clear gold. I wouldn't say that's abundantly clear, but okay. Yeast that was used was a lager yeast. 4.6% ABV, 22 IBUs, 2.5 on the SRM scale. Aroma, very clean with mild notes of grain. Tasting notes is light on the palate, was a crisp, dry finish. And overall, they say this is a light, approachable, easy drinking beer brewed in the classic German Pilsner style. Your craft alternative for light beer. I would say it doesn't taste like any Pilsner that I've had. To be completely honest, it does have a little bit more, what is that, maybe like an estery character to it? A little clovey, almost, like very, very, very extremely faint compared to a like a wit beer, but just has that essence almost, and a little bit of citrusy, but yeah, grainy, grassy for sure. Solid stuff. Important feature of this beer: this is lagered for 7 weeks to ensure proper flavor and cleanness. It's a nice little. I kind of like that. Those little fun facts that the words that they got there. We'll get to the price in a little bit, but over on Untapped, High Wire Lager has been given a 3.45 bottle caps out of 5. That's out of a whopping just over 17,000 ratings. Excuse me, some people are really liking it. Looks like craft beer. Advent calendar, crackers, lemon, herbal, peppery, light, super crisp. Another solid crispy boy this year, somebody says. Trying to see if if some of their beers are as hazy as mine, or if they have maybe a bit more clarity to theirs, but seems like most people's are just about the same amount of haze that I have. It's not crystal clear, but that's just fine. Pricing of the beer. Let's go to Highwire Brewing shop page. Let's see what they got. I will need to age verify because alcohol. Enter. Let's go. Let's see what you got. I want to see Highwire Lager. They're on sale. Wow. The prices, though. The goddamn prices, though. $10. Regular $12, or sorry, regular is $11 for a 6-pack of Tall Boys. God damn. 11 USD to CAD is 1404. So that makes sense. But wow. Okay. Wow, I miss when I don't know. That just always boggles my mind about how they're so well. Then again, the U.S. dollar is a lot more, less than or more than the Canadian dollar. So I guess the equivalency between U.S. price to Canadian price makes sense, but still, goddamn indeed. This is a pretty damn good beer, though. I kind of like this. I like this a lot, actually, because it's not overly intense on any flavor and any flavor attributes to it, but it's crisp. It's flavorful. It changes up the light lager, the lager sort of category here, with just a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of spunk to it, a little kick, little bit of fun to it. Really enjoying this. I wish we got this here more often, because yeah, if you're looking for a light beer with at least some good flavor to it, or at least like a light lager kind of thing, I think a lot of people would really enjoy this Highwire, because the flavors on here, like I said, still grassy, grainy, just a touch of citrus going on. It's not straying too far away from your classic, American lagers or whatnot, where if you're coming into the craft beer scene, you're going to be totally turned off by it. It's quite approachable. It's great for everybody. It's a very neutral sort of flavor profile, but without being boring or bland. It's damn good. It looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of a on the camera. It's got a little bit of like an orangey look to it, but I'd say it's fairly golden. But a little bit of haze, not too bad. Didn't hurt anybody. Just a little odd, in my opinion, seeing how it's got a bit of haze for a lager. Lagers don't usually have really any haze. The closest haze that you're going to get in a lager is like just coldness on the glass. Not of the actual beer itself, so a little weird. But at the same time, it tastes and smells fine. Get nothing offensive from it, so in my books, it's good to go. Good to go indeed. Today was a really good day. Got that midterm done. It was a weird midterm because it was split into 2 parts, but it was all online, so we had to make sure to go back to do the second portion, and it was on BJCP style guidelines and whatnot from the beer judge competition, like homebrewers and whatnot, and then just about like recipe formulation and whatnot. And it wasn't a hard exam. It was, some of the questions were just worded pretty funny. Like some of them would have like a statement, and then you would have to answer true or false. But for some reason, the wording didn't line up to be a true and false question, or a yes or no, or like a multiple choice kind of thing. It was a little, so not all the questions, some of them were just a little odd, which was kind of a bummer because it's just like I don't know the direction or what they really are asking, but at least I didn't have to put in any like actually like do any short answers or written statements or whatnot, because we were given about an hour for each, and one of the exams was 84 questions and the other one was like 90 questions. Which is a lot of questions to do in an hour. But I think it averaged out to be about, you had 30 seconds per question to get it all done. And that's I don't like that aspect. I talked about exams earlier, I think a few days ago or last week, and I was just saying, like, with stuff like this exam where there's a lot of information to retain, but in the real world you wouldn't need to retain all of that information. You would obviously go back to your resources. And only having 30 seconds to answer a question was just a little, I don't know, it doesn't seem fair to judge somebody's knowledge on a topic when it's more time-based of a quiz. And I understand that you'll need to get answers in a timely manner, but come on, it's not a speed test. You're not testing speed, you're testing knowledge here. I know my shit. Everybody knows their shit. Some people are just a little slower. 30 seconds per question, depending on how detailed the question. I mean, some of those questions you have to read a lot. And there you go, you took up maybe 15, 20 seconds, and then you got to decide out of 2 to 4 answers, and you're just like, well, might need a little bit more time. I did finish them in time, but there was about a minute and a half to spare on both exams. So not the greatest experience or time, but hey, I got it done. That's all that matters. Move on to the next one, and tomorrow we have microbiology. Ooh. Now, the microbiology, that was a harder class in the sense of actually learning, because as far as I know, or at least the stuff that I did, we didn't really have a video or audio to go with it. It was just, here's the information, read it, good luck, kind of thing. So that kind of bummed me out in the sense that I had to really teach myself. It wasn't crazy, really, really difficult stuff, but maybe just a little bit of like video or something like that, or just audio or explanation on, different topics, would have been a little bit appreciated. But hey, that's what it was. Can't do anything about it now, really, except express the changes going forward and hopefully get those implemented in some way, shape, or form, and then it'll just work out. But it's a weird time, if you haven't noticed. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a good day. Had some pasta for dinner, with some Parmesan cheese, with a spirally pasta. I forget what they're called. Rosé sauce, ground beef, good stuff. And then actually for lunch I had why am I talking about food? No, I'm just rambling. Fuck it. Cheese bread from Costco. Oh my god, this cheese bread's unreal. I'll show you the cheese bread. Why? Because it's my video and I can. This is the cheese bread from Costco, right here. You got cheese all on the outside, all on the backside, but you've got cheesy goodness all throughout the bread. So when you toast these bad boys up, you are in for a hell of a time. Through some ham, a little bit more Havarti, because you cannot have enough cheese in your life. Toast that up, throw that on. I didn't really have any sauces, no mayos, no ranch or anything. Kind of a bummer, but hey, I got a small fridge and it doesn't hold a lot, so priorities. But damn good sandwich and a damn good time. So yeah, got some stuff done. Looked over some assignments, talked with some classmates about trying to figure out how to do the assignments. got a little bit more information on that. So I think tomorrow, after the midterm for microbiome, because that's at 10:30, I can bang out those last 2 assignments, focus on some other shit, and get this week completed. With that said, guys, cheers on the final sip of this particular beer. I'm gonna go crack one more, see what else pops in. I'm gonna rate this high wire. Light and crisp. Light, yes. Crisp, not as crisp as I thought it was going to be, but a beautiful array of flavors. Grainy, a little grassy, a little lemony, very minuscule-esque remnants of, or a hint of a cloviness to it as well. Pretty great stuff. Good body to it. Not overly light, not overly heavy. Just a nice little light to moderate sort of thing. 4.6% ABV. You could crush these day in and day out and have a really good time with them. Good looking can design as well. Very simple yet effective. It weirds me out though a little bit, the change in font. You got some like Western stuff here, and then you got a very basic modern font here. I'm just getting nitpicky, but that's just me. Nice description, ABV, little scales. Scales don't mean shit to me, and I don't think they mean shit to a lot of people. Either you understand it or you don't understand these little scales here on the can between malts, hops, and color. So I find them just gimmicky, and that's fine. But you do have a clearly labeled canned on date on the bottom. Website looks good as well. Yeah. Description, sizing, hops, color, yeast that is used, ABV, IBU, SRM, aroma, tasting notes, and overall opinions on the beer. Great stuff indeed. High Wire Lager gets a solid, it's a solid 7.7 out of 10 for me for the beer and for the can design and information and presentation and whatnot. Gets a solid, 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah, good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm just gonna pour another beer because I got another lager. Because I'm down for another brewski. Hope you are too. Oh no. Here we go. Not this. This is wine. I haven't had a Budweiser in a long, long time. I got a big fucking can of Budweiser. 740 mil. Just over $4. I don't have nails. There we go. That's perfect. That's a beautiful thing. Gotta say, as far as American lagers go, you know, macro lagers, Budweiser, still the king of beers for me. I'm sorry, but it's still the king of beers for me. Better than a Molson Canadian, better than Bud Light, better than Coors Light. I'd say go Budweiser, Coors Banquet. Sleeman's pretty damn good too. Coronas are funny. Coronas have a very distinct flavor to them, and it's great. I say it has a Mexican sort of twang to it because it's a little lemon limey almost. It's just got a very unique flavor to it, and you don't get that in Dos Equis. You don't get it in what's the other Modelo or anything like that. It's purely a Corona, Corona sort of flavor profile. And the best part about having a Corona, when you pop the top, take a few sips, throw like an ounce of tequila in there, lime, boop, flip it up. There you go, Corona beers, tequila beers. Tequila beers are a staple. When it's hot as shit outside and you want to have a damn good time, gotta have a tequila beer with a Corona. No other beer works just as beautifully as that combination does. I remember the first time I had a tequila beer, I was out in where the hell was I? I was somewhere in Jamaica on a cruise, and we just stayed in the whole, I guess, cruisy, touristy area. We didn't go actually like past it because without it, you probably want a guide with you or whatnot, just because you're not from there. I think I hit up what was it? Margaritaville. Margaritaville. Holy shit. Great time. Was there with a few friends from the cruise. We were, I mean, like when you go on a cruise, when you go to those Caribbean destinations, they don't care how old you are. They don't ask for ID. They don't ask you for nothing. You just sit down and they come up to you and say, what do you want to drink? So we had these two great bartenders. It was like me, I think two or three other friends, and it was just us and two bartenders. Nobody else was around. They were everybody else was at some different bar. I have no idea why. Such an anomaly. So I'm there. I'm thinking. I think I was 17 or 18 at the time, or whatnot. And I think a couple of the other friends were anywhere between like 16 to 17 as well. Slamming drinks, little shooters to shots to tequila beers to beers in general. And our bartenders, I know one of his names was John, and then this other gentleman or whatever, greatest bartenders I've ever had in my life. Big party guys, but respectful and just professional at the same time. It was a mixture of like every bartender you'd love, uppity, professional, pouring you drinks, recommending stuff to you left, right, and center. Great stuff, great prices. I remember he brought out this little bottle. It was called Magnum. I think it was like a fortified wine or something like that. He was like, look, it's gonna get you going. I'm like, what do you mean get me going? He's like, you know what I mean, get you going. I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, because with all the alcohol, you're gonna need someone to help you get you going. I'm like, okay. Obviously, some marketing ploy or whatever, just drink it, just buy it or whatnot. I don't really remember what it tastes like too much. I remember it wasn't terrible. I don't remember it being the best thing in the world, but it was an experience. I miss cruising. Excuse me. That is the one thing that I am highly, highly, highly looking forward to post-pandemic, when stuff's a lot more back to normal. Majority of the populations around the world's been, immunized, healthy and whatnot, is cruising. Royal Caribbean, by far, only cruise line to go with. Oasis class because it's the biggest ship in the world, or biggest cruise ship in the world. Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Bars, clubs, anything you want, all the food you want to eat. Sorrento's Pizza on Deck 5 on the Promenade is fantastic. That place is open at like all hours of the night almost. You get free pizza from anywhere from like single slices to full fucking pies, any way you want it. Sorrento's Pizza always has a place in my heart. Sadly, last time I was on a cruise, I was only about, like I said, 17 or 18, so I wasn't able to drink, which sucked. But now they got, drink packages where you'll pay like a flat fee per day, and then you get like unlimited alcoholic drinks. You just show your card, you paid for it, single price, there you go, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Great time. The food on the cruises, unreal. If you've never been cruising, you're really missing out. And I don't want you to say, oh, but you're on a boat, you're going to get bored. Or, oh, no, it's like the Titanic or Poseidon, or I'm going to get seasick. You don't feel shit. You feel nothing when you're on those ships. Because they got the stabilizers in them. It's like a city. It's a city on water. The only time you're on water is if you look out the window or you're on the pool deck and you're looking over. Or you got a balcony suite or like balcony room outside. Other than that, you have no idea you're actually on the water. Unfucking real experience. If you go to Mexico, I think it's Cozumel. Hit up Senor Frogs. They have these big, the big, yard glasses of like a slushy sort of concoction of, I don't know what, it's probably like, strawberry margaritas, lime margaritas, whatever. Excuse me, you don't ask. You just say what color you want, and you get this big yard glass thing, and it tastes, it's not overly sweet, it's not boozy, it's the perfect, summer slushy drink. But those, goddamn, you take back one of those, it's instantly, that's a heavy buzz to, you're already walking funny. And then you got the waitresses just running around, whistles blowing everywhere, test tube shots of, what, I don't even know what. They just come over to you, they say you want something, they start whistling in your ear, you say yes. They do the body shots with you and all your friends. If you're down for that, they fucking, I had this one fucking massaging my head or something like that, blowing whistles, weird shit goes down in at Senior Frogs. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And they do not care at Senior Frogs. The first time I was there was maybe 14 or 15. I got one of those yard glasses things. Like I said, I'm not condoning underage drinking by any means. But goddamn, they did not give a fuck. And my dad was there just to make sure that I was fine. He's not a big drinker, but he was just making sure I was good. And I think he got more wavy than I did. And he only had the one drink. He only had one of those yard glasses, and he was donezo. And yeah, I didn't notice it. I didn't know it till I think it was when we were back home after the cruise. I think we were talking about it. He was like, "Man, I was worried about you," and then I stood up, and he was just like, "I thought I was going to be in trouble." So, go cruising, Eastern or Western Caribbean. You will not be disappointed. I miss the food. I miss the people. There's tons of people on there, but it doesn't feel like that. There's like 6,000 guests on those big Oasis class ships. Doesn't feel crowded at all. Never crowded, never crazy. Just because the ship is so massive, it's like double the size of other cruise ships. When you look at it from a top-down view, it's like double as thick. It's like going from a small shirt to an extra large shirt when you're talking about those ships. Massive. Tons of activities. Never get bored. Never a dull moment. And you really don't have to pay a lot for a room either, because you're never in the room. You're in the room for when you wake up, when you go to bed. You're never in your room. What are you going to do in your room? You got Central Park, you got the promenade, you got floating bars, you got the pool decks, massive pool decks. There's a spa, the bars, just lounge areas, little cafes, buffets. Dining is ridiculous. You can get as much food as you want. You're confused. Do you want the prime rib for dinner, or do you want the duck? You can get both. Get both. Full plates. Even if you say just give me, full plate of the prime rib roast, and only give me the duck meat from the other dish, they bring in the whole thing. They don't even ask you. Lobster night. You love lobster. You'll finish half your lobster, and they will already have 2 full more ones in your face. That's the service you get on a cruise. Doesn't matter if you buy the cheapest ticket or the most expensive ticket, you are treated like royalty. Obviously, if you get the more expensive tickets, you get a little bit more perks, but it doesn't matter because you were treated like royalty. They know your name. They know who you are. And they treat you like a king. And it's just great fun. It's great fun all around. I would say cruising over any, all-inclusive. By far. I've never been to an all-inclusive, I'm going to be honest with you. But by far, I can already picture there's a lot more to do in a floating city than at just a single resort. And the food's a hell of a lot better on a cruise. So, come on, that's why you go. You go on a cruise to eat a bunch of food, drink a bunch of drinks, meet a lot of people, have a lot of fun. And secondly, you don't gain anything. You don't gain a pound, because all you're doing is walking around. There's no driving. There's no shuttles. You're walking around everywhere. So it all balances itself out quite beautifully. Quite beautifully indeed. It's always a good vibe. I've never had a bad time on a cruise. Never a bad time. Never a dull moment. Just great fun all around. But yeah, that's I don't know what else to go on about. Kind of went on a little bit of a cruise rant today. I'm just missing it. Missing vacations. I bet you guys are too. You know what? Year, 2 years. A year and a half from now, I think it'll be a lot better. It'll be a lot safer to go to start. International travel and whatnot without the high risk of catching COVID or something like that. So that's what I'm saying. Keep it domestic if you're gonna go travel somewhere. In your own place, in your own country, support your own local economy, kind of thing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I mean, I haven't been to many places in Canada either. I've been to Montreal, Ottawa, Quebec City, Mont-Tremblant, Calgary, Regina, Saskatoon, and Moose Jaw. It's the only places I've been in Canada so far. Haven't been to Manitoba. Then again, not too sure what else is really out there other than polar bears up in Churchill, and then you got Winnipeg. Never been there. Never been to BC. Would like to go. And then I also love to go to the Maritimes because apparently that's an experience. That's a whole nother way of life out there. So if you're gonna travel in the next year or so, I say travel local. Go to somewhere in Canada. Go to a province you've never been to. Because hey, who knows? There's a lot out there. Canada's a big fucking place. Obviously, we're spread pretty thin, but it's a damn good country to be in. It's a damn good country to go visit places because it is so diverse. If you've been to any place in Canada that I didn't mention earlier, let me know down in the comment box below, or shoot a message right now. If you're watching, it's showing 2 people are watching. I'm pretty sure one of those is me. There's somebody else out there with me in the background. They're probably studying or something, or watching TV, or doing notes, or hopefully having a beer, because that's what we're about here. So no, it's been a good time. It's been a good day. I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of the week, which sounds silly with the midterms, but it's our final stretch before the Christmas break. It's gonna be a damn good time. It's gonna be a damn good time. Also, I'm getting a dartboard. Not here, but for back home. Because one, darts is a really fun thing to play, especially when you're having a few drinks. But no, because before COVID, me and my friends had this bar on Main Street, Unionville, and it was called Boosters. Changed the name to Buzz, but we know it as Boosters, and it was a great fucking bar. It was 2 levels, more of like a dining area downstairs, and a bit more of like a loungy party area upstairs. They had dartboards, they had beer pong, they had karaoke. If you wanted to fuck around and do that, and the staff was great. The owners were great. We were known by name there. It was our bar kind of thing. We were the regulars. We were there maybe, at least once a week, but realistically, it was probably like 3 times a week. We just me and a few friends just went over to Boosters, had a few drinks, played a ton of darts, and then when all this hit, Boosters closed down. They're not reopening anymore, I don't think. So then it was just like, shit, somebody needs to buy a thing of darts. And our one friend Sean, he doesn't live where his dartboard was anymore. like I said, moved out, away from Markham kind of thing. But I'm getting a dartboard soon, so I know. My friend Richie, and when other people come back, they'll be pretty happy about that. We can actually have some more fun because we really missed ours, and it was a big part of our drinking experience per se. hmm But that should be fun. Maybe do some dart videos, dart shenanigans. Who knows? I don't know. Should be fun though. But yeah, it's coming on 10 o'clock. I'm almost done this glass of beer. I'm getting a little exhausted. I think it's been a pretty good night. Yeah, pretty good night. I think we're gonna wrap this little live stream up. Still gonna do them every day, obviously, for the rest of the beer advent calendar, at least up until I think I'll do them up to the 21st. We got one more whole week of beer advent calendar live streams, and then I will go on a little bit of a hiatus. But I think post, the beer advent calendar, I'll continue to do the live streams. Maybe not every night. Excuse me. But maybe I'm gonna strive for at least once a week to start. I think that would be a really good thing. Keep them going. Like I said, maybe anywhere from half an hour to an hour, at least couple beers, kind of thing. Shoot the shit, tell you what's on my mind, or just ramble on for a while, or maybe just share some stories. I don't know. I mean, this could just be a thing for me. I just make it a little virtual diary kind of thing. I don't know. It's easy. It's fun. I'm enjoying them, and they get all saved to YouTube. So it's, instead of writing shit down, I just put it out here. And if people want to hop in, ask questions, have a little conversation, I'm down for that as well. But yeah, I like these live streams. I'm pretty happy I started them. It's been a great way to help get over public speaking more so than just shooting regular videos, because at some instances, not all the time, but some instances, people are watching, and we have conversation. I can see their opinions live, kind of thing, and it's a new dynamic. It's pretty neat, but I really like that. So with that said, guys, that's gonna do it for me, mate. Bruce, like I always say, crack a beer, and enjoy. Cheers. I'll see you guys tomorrow.